Welcome to this course on Peanut Lab installation. So the next step would be to download our Ubuntu image. To do so, we'll go on Google and we'll type Ubuntu version 20.04. When we do so, we'll scroll down, we'll select this option that says Ubuntu 20.04 LTS Focal Fusser. Okay, we're going to see that there are two types of images. There's a desktop image and a server install image. Your desktop image is about 4.5 gig thereabout, almost 5 gig in size. The server install image is about 1.4 gig. We'll go for the server install image because it is lighter, and that's all we need. We do not need all the graphics per se that comes with the desktop image. So we'll just go for this. So we'll go for the server install image. Now the server install image is downloading. After it has been downloaded, we'll proceed to the installation. So there are two ways of doing this, or three ways. One is bare metal installation. We can install our Ubuntu image directly on a physical server or directly on our laptop. That's your type 1 virtualization. It's bare metal. So we're formatting the server or formatting our laptop with the Ubuntu image. Another method will be to install ESSi, your VMware ESSi hypervisor. We could install the ISO file directly on our server or directly on our laptops, and they would install. After installing the ESSi, we'll then install Ubuntu on it. The third method will be to install Ubuntu on our VMware. So there are several ways to go about this. Let's start with the installation on VMware ESSi. So you can download, so you can go on Google, you search for VMware ESSi. Okay, after searching for this, you can then begin your download. Okay, so it's the bare metal hypervisor installation. I have installed this already on my laptop. I have installed this as bare metal. So after doing the installation of your VMware ESSi, the next step would be to upload the Ubuntu image. So we'll come to storage, and inside storage we'll click on data store. When we click on data store, we'll click on data store browser. Then we'll upload. Then we'll create a folder called installation files, and then we're going to upload this to, let's come to our download folder. So we're going to upload this Ubuntu image to our ESSi. So we just click on upload. Now after the upload has been completed, the very next thing that we're going to do will now be to create a virtual machine. So to create that virtual machine, we'll click on virtual machines. We'll see our list of existing virtual machines. That's fine. We'll click on create or register virtual machine. We'll select the option that says create a new virtual machine. We'll click on next. So we're going to give this a name. Okay, let me stop the download because I've downloaded this before. So we're going to give this a name. Let's see. Let's call this Peanut Lab because I mean that's the lab that we're doing. So I'll just name this Peanut Lab. For the guest OS, it's Linux actually. So I'm going to scroll down to where I can see Ubuntu. Okay, Ubuntu is a Debian distribution derivative, so we can select any of this. If you're not sure of what to do, you can just select Other and then select Other 64 bits. Then we'll click on Next. For the data store, we'll click on Next. So we're going to select some parameters. For the purpose of this lab, I'll give this 4 CPUs. I'll check the option that says Enable CPU Hot Add so that while the virtual machine is up and running, we can increase the CPU if we want to. I'll give this about 8 gig. Okay, so I'll give this, the RAM is going to be 8 gig RAM. I'll do the same thing, memory hot plug. For the hard disk, I'll select 100 gig. You can select as much as possible. You can do 1 terabyte, you can do 3 terabytes, you can do 250 gig. There's no limitation to what you can select. Under the hard disk, I'll go for thin provisioning. It's better. It helps you to preserve more space. For the USB controller version 3, network adapter, my one, I'll select one. And then for the ISO file, I'm going to come to installation files and then I'll select Ubuntu version 20. I'll click on select, I'll click on next, I'll click on finish. So my Peanut Lab is ready, as you can see. Next thing that I would do will be to power it on. So I can power on, and then once it comes up, I can also click on console. So I can open the console in my I can open like a browser console to see what's happening. Or if I don't like this view, and if I have VMware already installed on my laptop, then I can close this. I'll right click on this. I'll come to console. I'll click on launch remote console, and then it would open my VMware. So when it opens, okay, let's wait for this to open our VMware. Okay, so it's opening our VMware. So once the VMware comes up, so there are lots of ways. Another thing we could do is click on file, click on connect to server, impute the IP address of our ESSI, then we'll put the username and the password, and then after putting the password we'll see like a list of virtual machines. Then we can double click on our Peanut Lab. So there are several ways to go about this. Okay, so the installation of Ubuntu has started. In our next session we'll complete the Ubuntu installation.